3 cars were disqualified from the Australian Grand Prix. Wow. My name's Lewis. I'm part of the Rookie Sessions, and I'm joined with my co-host,
DG.
Who's DG?
I couldn't figure out if I should say DJ or DG, but I panicked. I'm DJ, guys.
DJ.
Mhm.
By gosh. Well, we are coming off of the backlash from the Australian Grand Prix. No, we're not. No, we're not. From the Chinese Grand Prix, that race happened. I mean, technically, we are dealing with the backlash of the Australian Grand Prix. Just something happened in between. You know. I'm never wrong. If you didn't see the race, after the race, 3 drivers got disqualified, being both the Ferraris and Gasly. Do you know why they got banned?
I know.
Disqualified.
Gasly and Leclerc, they were underweight of their cars. Their cars were underweight. And I know that apparently Hamilton thinned something out. I don't exactly remember what it was, but I know he thinned something out.
Yeah. So, well, not Hamilton himself. I'm sure Hamilton wasn't down there with sandpaper, just scrubbing on it.
Yeah.
But it was something to do with. So yeah, Gasly and Leclerc were underweight. Not them themselves. No health concerns on that part. Them plus the car were underweight. So the minimum weight is 800 kilograms. They were at 799.
That's ridiculous,
now,
I feel.
I'm going to be honest with you. I understand there's rules. I understand there's a line. And I understand that line has been crossed. However, 1 kilogram.
Yeah, it's kind of
doesn't
ridiculous.
Make that much of a difference.
I fear no.
I fear many things. And being underweight by 1 kilogram is not one of them. This is where you laugh at that joke, please.
Ha ha ha!
Thank you. All right. And then Schmamilton. I'm trying to find it. I want the specific. I'm looking for the specific term. Skid block breach. His skid block was too thin. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not a motorhead. I'm not a car head. I don't. If you came up to me and went, "This is a BMW M3. This is a BMW M4," and you were to go spot the difference, I would struggle very hard. You know, and then when I see the cars, I am under the impression they are all the same car. I understand that they're not, but however, they do all look the same to me. Considering I don't know what a skid block is, I'm going to imagine that's not an important part of the car. Probably shouldn't say that out loud with confidence.
Probably not.
Oh, never mind.
Oh?
So it was. I'm just reading it now. The plank, which I know is a part of the car, was found to be marginally below the required thingamabob. With the requirement the car center line, given that this was less than the minimum thickness required by blah blah blah. He was in. Lewis Schmamilton was plus or minus. They haven't said 0.2 millimeters off the thickness of his skid block plank car assembly undercore floor front wing. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to get across here, I don't know anything about the physical cars. However, am I still going to give my opinion on it? Absolutely.
Yeah, that's fine.
I am in no professional right to give my opinion. However, I will regardless.
That's fine.
Thank you all for listening.
I think a little bit that it's kind of ridiculous, but I see why. That it's rules. Rules are rules. They have to like enforce them, even though they might be kind of a little bit like 1 kilogram, bit ridiculous. Whatever the fuck he did with the skid block. I mean,
what even is a skid block? You know what I mean?
I've never seen one. It's small, but they have to do it. They have to regulate it because otherwise, they'll be like, people could just have arguments, being like, well, you let that person off when you didn't let this person off, and it's like, it makes sense why they regulate it. It makes sense of why it's ridiculous, but why they have to do it because it's just rules.
I mean, they're rules for a reason. They have to follow them. But 1 kilogram, crazy. Anyway. Seen any big news articles this week? Anything caught your eye this week? Anything?
Well, I feel like we should start with talking about how we thought the race went.
That was a race. Oh, the Australian one. Yes.
Not the Australia one.
The
Chinese one.
That happened.
Mhm.
Which race would you like to talk about first?
Oh. We talk about sprint. Though.
Happened.
I can't lie. I might need someone to explain to me why there's a what is the purpose of a sprint.
Oh, I got this one.
I hope so.
So you ever sat there? If you ever watched free practice 1, free practice 2, free practice 3, and just thought, "Fuck me, this is so boring. I want to watch a race right now." Well, luckily there's a sprint. It's just a way, from my understanding of it. I'm sure I'm going to get corrected if I'm wrong. You know who you are. I'm sure it's basically just a way of like spicing up the weekend.
Yeah.
Trying to bring more eyes to people, because some people don't normally watch like Fridays because it's literally just free practice, and as long as no one crashes, practice doesn't matter.
Okay. And they earn points from it, right?
They from the sprint race, yes.
Okay.
The points are given out from the top 10. First place is 25, bottom place is 1 point, and then spread it out between then. In the sprint race, first place gets 8 points, second place gets 7 points, so on and so forth, down to 8th place who gets 1 point. So it's no longer the top 10, it's the top 8. So it's harder to get points during a sprint. And that's why, because less points are given out, it's seen as less significant. And I know there's some complaints going around that sprints are kind of pointless if the sprint race has no effect on the actual race. So I've seen some people throw the idea of having a free practice 1, free practice 2, qualifying, but then you qualify for the sprint race later on the same day, and then wherever you finish in the sprint race is where you start the actual Grand Prix. So then it actually gives like the drivers at the back something to like fight for.
Yeah.
Makes it more exciting. It makes it so that everyone, and no matter where you are during that race, everyone has a reason to overtake. Gosh, I know. Speaking of which, thoughts on points going from, instead of cutting off at the top 10, should be given out to all of the grid?
I don't know, because in my head, I feel like it makes it more competitive. It makes people who are striving to the top get there and fight for those spots, and they'd probably have to like put like a lot less points at the bottom either way. But then would it give it more people like more motivation to keep going? I don't know.
I get that. I just think like you watch the races and you see, like, for example, in Australia, Doohan and Hadger, they're fighting for like, I think it was 15th or 14th. Why? Yeah, that I get, like, if you're in the long run, could be a red flag, could be a safety car, you can capitalize on that. But why is the most dramatic battle on the grid during the race for like somewhere out the points?
Yeah, I see what you mean. I do see what you mean. I guess also the drivers also have to prove themselves. Like, if they can fight something really well, they're proving to their team that they are worth being kept on. So,
I get that.
Yeah.
It makes it more worthy.
Yeah. If they're fighting for spots, even if they're not getting points, they still seem dedicated enough.
I mean, yeah, if you finish in the top 10, it's almost like you're worthy, unless your name rhymes with stance lol.
Well, okay. I was gonna say in the race, I feel like I've been putting my eyes more on Stroll recently, but to be fair, it's only been 2 races, that he's like not doing too terrible.
No, and it's upsetting me.
Why?
Because I've recently gone on a lull of looking into Stroll and how he got that seat, because I've had a couple of allegations that daddy's money doesn't deserve the seat, blah 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 blah. Now, there is evidence for that. There's evidence against it, because like there's F1 has a history of nepo babies. Even Lando Norris is a nepo baby within the sport.
Really?
However, yeah, his dad paid Zachy Brown to have Lando Norris be a reserve driver, but Lando proved himself straight away, hence why he got promoted. So little fun story for you there. Lance Stroll, on the other hand, never got the reserve driver treatment. He was just, allegedly, my dad owns the company, and he's like, son, get in, drive, ooga booga. I'm sure he doesn't say ooga booga. He sounds like the type. I can't say that.
You can't say
He
that.
doesn't sound like anything. He sounds like an average human being, whatever you define average to be. Moving on, before I get crucified. To be fair, I give Stroll a hard time, and will probably continue to give Stroll a hard time. Let's be honest, not like he cares, but he Australia P6, China sprint 9th, same for the actual race. That's pretty good, man.
And at like some point, I know that at that point, I think Lando and Oscar were both in the pits, but he was like in 3rd as well at some point as well, like top 5.
Well then, okay, and on that point, Albon was leading the race.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like,
oh my god,
that's so cool.
I was watching it with my sister. Both were just shouting, "Red flag it now, red flag it now," which feels horrible, but Albon wins a Grand Prix. I've got a bingo prediction thingy and one of them is a Williams podium. Now, if I have to manipulate the FIA to get that to happen, I will.
Fair.
Thank you.
What else happened this weekend?
Oh boy, you want to talk about the aftermath of the race?
The aftermath of the race?
Aftermath or aftermath?
What happened?
Who's your favourite Kiwi driver?
Oscar?
It's not a test. Liam Lawson. Do you thought Kiwi were people from Australia?
My brain couldn't think about it. I'm sorry.
Fair enough.
I was struggling.
So, obviously, big debate at the moment about Liam Lawson's position in the second Red Bull seat. Because comparing to Verstappen, Wappy, Pookie Wookie, these are Christian Horner's words, not mine, that he's not been performing the best.
No.
He, in the last, I think for China, he qualified 20th, which is, I believe, that's sacrilege. You didn't hear that from me. I believe Helmut Marko just stares at you from a distance if you get 20th. I don't know. Anyway, it is rumoured, considering the next race is Japan, that for Japan, Liam Lawson will swap seats with Yuki Tsunoda, the Japanese driver.
Yeah.
And I think that's quite a cool moment, having the Japanese driver driving for the historically the better team in his home race. I think that is quite cool. However, I think potentially not Lawson's fault.
No, honestly, okay. I think I was just talking about this the other night about how there's been complaints from Checo from whatever. Checo complained about it, that the second car is still made for Max.
Yes.
And that it's really hard to get used to because they are not Max. So if this car is also attuned to Max, because I think Liam said that at some point, I'm not sure, I can't remember, then it's not Liam's fault. They should make the car for Liam. I don't know why they're sacrificing the second driver to attune to Max. I know Max is the star, but they could do better if they also focus on their second driver.
Yeah, I think I saw a post, don't know how true this is, but it was showing the best way I can describe it is on the F1 24th video game. For upgrades, you're given a certain percentage of the influence you have on the team. And it was that. And it was McLaren is 60% Lando, 40% Oscar. Signs in Albon is 50-50. And then Red Bull, once again, don't know how true this is, Red Bull was 95% to 5%.
That's awful.
Once again, could just be made up numbers.
Yeah.
But according to my fucking eyeballs, sorry, I'll stop swearing now. According to my eyeballs, the Racing Bulls is a faster car than the Red Bull, which even Verstappen said that, like, put Lawson. I can't remember. I can't remember what driver he used for an example, but he said that Racing Bulls look quicker than Red Bull, and that is bad considering that Racing Bulls is the sister team of Red Bull. So, the question I'd like to pose to you.
Oh, okay.
Are you a Racing Bulls fan or a Red Bull fan? Because obviously they have to be in direct competition and you can't coexist. Hit me.
It's Yuki. Who else is on Racing Bulls? It's Yuki.
Isaac Hajar.
Isaac. Okay. Now I'm thinking about this because I like Max. I like Liam personality-wise, and I like Yuki. Yep. So this is hard. I mean, saying that, I probably should go for Rebels, but I think
Hajar is French, though. Take that as you will.
I think I more so lead to Racing Bulls, and mainly because Yuki is in my fantasy team, and please.
Yeah, I think if you put gun to my head and told me to choose one, all I'm saying is one team's really funny on social media, and the other team is Liam Lawson, who's very serious all the time. So
he loves the Cars movie. He's so silly.
He's so silly.
I saw him.
Have you seen any of the Racing Bulls on like their TikTok or anything like that?
Yeah, I do see them on TikTok a lot.
They're silly. They are very silly.
Yeah, they're great. But I think I also saw a post that Yuki made a comment about saying that, if he was given the offer and Liam wasn't performing, he would take the offer to take his seat. And then Liam was like, I'm not going anywhere or something. So, and I think I also saw that, I think I got a notification that Christian Horner already, like, denied the rumours anyway.
Yeah.
So...
Christian Horner denying rumours? That's not like him.
Ooh. So, like, I don't think he's going anywhere, and so it is what it is.
Business as usual. Yes. So far, it looks like the sister team is better than the other sister-brother team. I don't want to say brother, because then it sounds like brothers are better than sisters, and as a brother, they are. But
right,
as a general statement, interesting. Rock, paper, scissors to find out which one's better.
Okay.
As all debate should be settled, including wars. Ready?
Yeah.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What'd you go?
What did you go?
For the visual listeners, I went for scissors.
I went for scissors too.
Okay. Ready? Okay, we'll have to go again.
Yeah.
Best of three?
Yeah, of course.
No, this is horrible content. Ready? One more time. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. What'd you pick?
What did you pick? I'm scared.
Scissors.
Fuck, I picked papers.
There we go. Thank you. You're rocking brothers in the world.
I keep on getting concerned that if I say mine first, you're going to change it.
DJ, where's the trust?
Anyway, F1, guys.
DJ. F1.
Let me go to my notes, because I have more notes.
Oh my god, I have notes.
Holy shit. Russell... Oh.
Sorry, I thought the sprint, because we talked about the sprint race and just moved on.
Yeah.
Nothing really happened in the sprint race, except Lewis Hamilton won.
Yeah.
Which, yippee, the most successful driver won a race with the most successful team. Yippee.
Yay.
However, one note I like on the sprint race, which I've made, Liam Lawson thinks he's a bulldozer.
Right.
That's all it says. So, basically, in China, it's got the really long straight. Liam Lawson made 2 separate overtakes on that corner. Both times hit the person as he came round.
Oh.
So I've gone out of my way, and he's now a bulldozer.
I think we talked about it last time about George Russell being kind of just sneaky and just getting into pole.
And he didn't say that.
And he did it again.
I've described him as an assassin. However, yeah, sorry, you're right. This is another race. George Russell has done nothing notable and has snuck his way into third. What's going on?
It's just very confusing of how he's just kind of like done it.
Have you seen his jacket?
His potato jacket.
No, not oh, maybe.
The one where it's like a foil, so he looks like he's a jacket potato.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. I described it as an astronaut.
I think the official F1 account call it a jacket potato. Heating jacket.
For me, I'm creative. Why has it got air vents?
It has air vents?
Yeah, it had like air ducts let the air through. Why? Isn't the whole point of a coat to like keep you warm when it's cold? Fashion. One, I keep thinking they're in Saudi Arabia. They just were not in Saudi Arabia. What? Sorry. Is I don't know much about the climate of China, but I'd imagine it's not exactly cold.
I don't know, but maybe he just wants to look stylish.
So then why is he wearing it?
What do you... Oh, fair. Actually, that's fair.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Been working on that one all night. I've had jokes written down about that one, actually, so glad I haven't. He looks like a shit version of Vector.
Okay. But he's doing very well in the races, yes. So I'm looking forward to seeing how well he does for the next one and further forward.
Speaking of, we'll stay on Mercedes for a little bit. Kimi Antonelli. Now this came out a few days after the race.
Oh.
But if we're gonna segue so well, you'll get prepared for this. Because this is something I've been working on, and by working on, I mean I just came out with it. Kimi Antonelli, during the race, at the very start, got damage on his car, which made him, reportedly, 7/10 slower.
Okay.
Do you have any idea where this damage would have came from?
No, I don't recall this when I was watching.
That's because they didn't mention it on the programme. Segue time. So basically, it was from Charles Leclerc's front wing.
Okay.
But, so it happened, Charles Leclerc breaks his front wing. Well, Lewis Hamilton breaks Charles Leclerc's front wing by accident at the first corner. And on the 6th corner was when Kimi occurred the damage. So more parts of the wing was falling off. Damage with Kimi's car made him slower. Womp womp, Kimi Antonelli. Charles Leclerc, though, tell me how he's missing a part of his front wing, the thing that makes his car fast round a corner. Tell me how a part of that is missing, and yet he is still faster than a 7-time world champion.
Yeah, I also don't get why they didn't change it.
I thought I had the idea down, because I thought what they were doing was that because Charles is missing a part of his front wing, he's going to be slower. So keep him behind Hamilton, keep him in DRS range, get him away from Verstappen. Or whoever was behind him. I can't remember if it was Verstappen. But yeah, make sure that Charles can stay in Hamilton's... Why do I want to say Swagway? That's not... that's GTA. That draft. There we go. There's the word. And then can carry him through, get to the DRS, get into clean air and DRS, and bosh. And then Hamilton will just carry Leclerc to the finish line as a way of saying sorry for messing up your race, pal. But no, Leclerc was just faster. Leclerc just didn't want to overtake his teammate.
That wing really held him down.
Yeah. Who knows what could have happened if he didn't break his front wing? Yeah,
I was watching, and they were preparing to change it. They just were trying to find... I know they were trying to find a moment to change it. They just never did.
Yeah, so the problem they had was the front wing broke, but Charles could still race. However, Charles wanted to two-stop, the team wanted to one-stop, and their argument for not two-stopping was that if we get you out on a two-stop, if we pit you now, you're going to come into some traffic, and therefore you won't be able to make up the time for the second stop. However, if you keep driving the way you're driving and keep the tyres where they are, we can put you on for a one-stop, and that will make up for the time that we need to change your front wing. Which also, now I'm thinking of Yuki. Speaking of front wings, what the hell happened to Yuki? His front wing snapped.
Oh yeah, it did. I was like, wait, where is this? Oh yeah, I remember this. Yeah. It did.
No previous collisions. No, like nothing hit it. It just snapped on its own accord.
Yeah. I can't remember what they were saying on the talk of it. They said either... I can't remember if they said it was like wind or it was like a stone? Something knocked it back.
I mean, sparks came off it. If I remember, it was like a bang, like a little explosion. I could have just imagined this. A little explosion, and then the front wing, some of it came off and was scraping on the floor. That took Yuki out of the race. And then, well, he wasn't disqualified, but like it ruined his race.
Yeah.
And then Racing Bulls had to go ahead and have a really slow pit stop. I get it, like when you're replacing a front wing, the pit stop should take round about 7 seconds. This took like 9, maybe 10. It doesn't sound like much,
but for F1 it is.
It is. Deal with it, firm it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Live with it. And I felt very sorry for Yuki Tsunoda, honestly. But womp.
My fantasy team is really going to shit.
How is your fantasy team going?
I think before the disqualifications, it was at 44 points. I haven't checked into the disqualifications because Leclerc was carrying the points, and now I'm scared to go look.
Would you like me to check for you?
I would love you to, yeah.
So we've got a little league going on between me, DJ, and then just 2 of our other friends. Where am I looking?
Oh wait, no. It says a total point. Wait, no. Am I in the wrong thing? It now says a total of 107 points.
Ooh.
Top scorers is
It's because
Albon
would have moved. Behrman got points. Albon got points.
Yeah. I got 20 points from Ollie Behrman.
So how many points did you get this week?
I don't know how do I. Oh yeah, okay. I got 42 points from Racing Bulls, 26 from Williams, 20 from Ollie, Yuki 12, Albon 11, Carlos 8, and minus 12 from Leclerc.
So how many in total?
I don't know.
It says at the top, total points at the top. You said 107. 107. So 107.
Yeah.
225. And that is including, because I changed out 2 of my drivers from last race. So which gave me a 20-point deduction. So I should be on 245. And in the league, I'm second in the league. I should be on 275.
Okay.
I'm not. Which is fine. That's fine. Actually, from the Chinese Grandprix, the best, the person who had the best team was our offline correspondent.
Yeah.
She beat me by 5 points. Fuck.
I'm trying to look at where the league is. I can't see it.
You go into the app. And it's there. Okay, moving on.
Anyway.
Little
bit of a
tangent.
Yeah. So.
Big word for me, by the way. Very big word for me.
On that, I got so many points on Ollie. Ollie went from 17th to 10th. Pretty good.
17th.
From 17th to 10th.
Oh, as in he started 17th?
Yes.
Sorry. I thought you meant after the disqualifications, he went 7 places up.
No.
That's
That'd be crazy.
Yeah. That's actually really good from Ollie.
Yeah.
So both Haas drivers are on points. Both Williams have got points. Sauber's got 7 from Nico. What team is yet to score a point? Racing Bulls, are they?
I don't know. Let's see. Alpine. Racing Bulls has 3 points.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Jeez. So Alpine are a bit stinky.
Yeah, but it's out. No, I'm kidding.
I got a controversial question for you.
Okay.
Who do you think will last longer in their seat? Don't make it weird. Liam Lawson in his Red Bull, Jack Doohan in his Alpine.
Liam Lawson
will last longer.
I just don't see them letting him go so quickly.
Yeah,
considering they kept hold of Checo for so long.
Yeah, I've seen a few people say that Liam will be in there longer just because Red Bull don't want to admit when they're wrong.
Yeah. Who is the driver that has a 5-race contract? Is it Doohan?
Doohan, yeah.
Yeah.
With replacement reports are Christ.
God,
it's Franco Colapinto that would take his seat.
Oh, okay.
Which I'm not mad about. by any means of the imagination. Love Franco. I think he deserves a seat in F1.
Because he had a little bit last season when he replaced Logan Sargent, right?
Yeah. Like, nearly a whole half of the season.
And he didn't get a seat for the continuing. That's, yeah.
Yeah. He did less races than Logan and got more points. Sorry to all the Logan Sargent fans. I am one of them. Reported.
Just
you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
On with Doohan, there was an incident with Doohan. They just never talked about it.
What, the 10-second penalty?
Was that what it was? Because there was like an exclamation point after his name. I was like, oh, they're gonna talk about it. What was it? And I just didn't catch it. Either I didn't catch it or they just didn't talk about it.
10-second penalty.
Okay.
So they've updated the HUD now. So a yellow exclamation mark is they're under investigation. The red one is they've been punished. Well, they've got a penalty. Okay. However, does not specify what type of penalty.
Okay.
So Doohan got a 10-second penalty because at the same corner, Liam Lawson turned into a bulldozer. Hadro was going for an overtake. Doohan locked up, lost control, hit Hadra, not hit him, but forced Hadra off the track.
Okay.
Which is not the safe, I think is the technical term for that one. Not very good. So 10-second penalty for that. However, he had no control. You know what I mean? Like, he locked up. I mean, okay, admittedly, he shouldn't have locked up. But I'm sure he didn't mean to lock up, you know? He's innocent. Free my boy. Not even my boy. I want Colin Pinto. I don't want Colin Pinto. I don't know. I don't know enough about Doohan to say he deserves a seat.
Yeah. The only thing I know about Doohan is that he just shaved off his beautiful hair.
Well, I quite like his hair now. Like, he's obviously, like, bowl cut, but he's gone back and, like, shaved the sides down. I quite like it.
Okay. Well...
Gasly looks like he is constantly just got out the shower.
Some people like that.
Are you one of them?
No.
Oh, just made it sound like you were just trying to defend yourself then.
No. Well, that's...
you got this.
Last bit of my notes is that Anthony got driver of the day.
Yeah, why? Piastri is right there.
I know last episode I said that voting for the person who's winning the race as driver of the day is boring, but I did vote for Oscar because...
Oh, you actually voted this time?
I actually voted this time, let's go.
Jeez.
Because I just believed in Oscar, because I just think he deserved it. He's deserved it since the last race, and that's why I voted for him. I saw people also complaining online about why did Anthony get driver of the day? What did he do? And I don't know.
I've got an answer, however, it's not a very good answer, but it's just what I've seen other people say.
Okay.
It's because he's fit. Which I think is a very, very lame excuse to just say that's why they got driver of the day, because they look attractive, and it's just people voting them off their attractiveness. However, I haven't got a however. I think it's unfair just to go, why did that person get driver of the day? It's because his fans think he's fit. I think that's an unfair statement to make. Admittedly, I couldn't tell you a single thing Antonelli did that race, except get damage.
Yeah.
But that came out like 3 days after the race happened, so.
Yeah, it probably is just fans being like, we really like him.
Speaking of drivers of the day and drivers that people think are fit, Lando Norris had a ropey end. Did he? Fucking hell, his brakes weren't working. So, not a car guy, nothing like that. However, from what I understand, his brakes weren't working in it. I think that was the technical term that Will Joseph used. He went, Lando, slow down, bucko. You're braking too hard. Brakes have gone long, mate. Brakes are long. Okay. Yeah, so be careful, mate. Finish the race. Don't be so harsh on your brakes. Okay. That is in reenactment of how it happened in the race. don't go looking up a comparison. I don't know how to explain it or anything like that. However, it must have been pretty bad because like Russell caught up to Lando on the last lap, like he made up like 6 seconds. That's crazy. That's way, you know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah.
So I got a bit nervous for that. As a McLaren fan, I don't know if I can. No, I'm a McLaren fan. Fuck it. Die-hard McLaren fan now. Just decided in this moment that I got a bit ropey for Lando, which I think would be not karma because Lando didn't make Oscar grass trap his car. That's a new term. I'm working on it. But I thought it was quite nice that both my boys finished P1, P2.
Yeah.
Although it was probably one extra lap and Lando would have not been P2. And that's the technical analysis that people listen into this podcast for.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm very proud of McLaren. They did very well that race. Obviously Oscar won and I really wanted Oscar to win a race, and I wasn't expecting the next race he'd win. I was like, oh, this is amazing. I'm so happy. So I think I'm really excited to see how Oscar does, because I as much as I'm not a McLaren fan, but I'm a Ferrari fan, but I also appreciate Oscar, and I think Oscar's like a worthy driver.
A worthy driver, like he's 4.
Yeah, he is Thor. Yeah, I have a lot of hope for him.
Yeah, he's very young. He's got a supposed long future in the sport, and obviously he is my favorite driver. And I do hope that he wins all the time.
Let's go Japan.
Let's go Japan. Well, before we move on to Japan, did you see Japan? Sorry, did you see Martin Brundle's grid walk?
No.
Okay. I know many people don't watch this grid walk because he's so awkward when he speaks to people. You'd think you'd have someone who's like socially capable speaking to random people like as they're checking out the cars on the grid. But the fact they've got this socially awkward pensioner, I just really enjoy it. I couldn't tell you why. But anyway, at some point during the grid walk, I zoned out. I went out to make a cup of tea, came back in. He was interviewing a unicorn.
What?
Yeah, just some random Donny with a unicorn mask on his face.
Oh.
He had like a sign in Chinese that read "Fastest Man Alive," and he was just holding it, wearing a unicorn mask. I just really wasn't expecting it. I nearly spilt my tea just because I was laughing too hard. But I think the grid walk is now slowly becoming one of my favourite parts of the Grand Prix weekend.
That's good.
I also like it when you find celebrities that clearly don't know anything about the sport and he just questions them about the sport. I like that.
Wait, really? That's actually quite funny. I might have to watch it now.
It's good stuff.
Because I know a lot of people complain about why do celebrities get free tickets to the Grand Prix when people who are all celebrities who actually do know about the sports don't get to go.
Yeah.
And people complain about it a lot. Though I know why they ask the celebrities to go, because then
it brings exposure.
Yes, exposure. Be like, oh my god, they went to F1, or like their fans didn't discover what F1 is, and be like, oh my god, what is a sport? I might start watching it. It brings in new people, but I do get the complaint of don't bring celebrities there if they don't care about F1.
Well, it's like with F1 75. The reason why tickets sold out so quickly was because the vast majority of them were for influencers and other sponsors. And it's almost like, well, okay, but what about the actual fans?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying, if I was given a free ticket, I'm not saying I wouldn't take it, because I absolutely would. But it is unfair to have, for example, like Machine Gun Kelly is quite a famous example. Like, Mark Brundle interviewed him and he just clearly had no interest in, like, talking about F1. I think it's unfair to have Machine Gun Kelly at an event, but then have like a diehard fan be there. I think it's more. It would mean more to someone who isn't famous, or whatever, to have that opportunity. I get they're harder to find, and I get you don't really get a lot of exposure from that. But if you promote the flippity dippity out of it, what sort of say? You're trying to promote.
I feel like they should just focus on influencers or celebrities who actually do appreciate the sport, who do watch it. There is a Instagrammer, I think she's Instagram, TikTok, like that. I do watch a lot, and she's like mostly fashion, but she loves F1, and so she has been invited to there, and she's been so excited. She's interviewed the drivers. She's had a fangirl moment. I'm like, that's who should go.
Yeah.
Even if her content is about F1, she loves F1 clearly, so it's so clear that she deserves to go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, not a race this next weekend.
No.
So we don't know if there's going to be another podcast. We'll have to see what we can we can talk about. But Japan's in 2 weeks. Suzuka circuit. Thoughts, feelings, opinions?
I don't really have many thoughts. After the
Do you think that Yuki and Liam will swap seats?
No, I don't think they will.
Okay.
If they wanted to swap seats with and give Yuki the seat, they would have done it ages ago. Why would they do it now? And also, again, they're not ones to like just get rid of someone.
It's just for Japan.
Just for Japan.
Just to test it out.
I don't think they will.
Okay.
I don't think, because like they've kept Checo, who hasn't done well for a while. I don't think they're gonna let go Liam Lawson for a good bit.
Fair.
Even if it's just for one race, I don't think they'll do
it.
Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe they actually will do it. I don't know. I'm not Christian Horner, and I'm so glad I'm not. Hopes for... I would like to see a Yuki win. Because I feel like I'd like to see Yuki do well. As a hope for Japan.
A Yuki win is wild.
Yeah, it would be wild, but even if Yuki does really well, that would help. That would make me feel happy. And it is because I got 2x2 on him as well on my points for fantasy team. So Blukey, please, Yuki.
Okay.
Who else? I don't know. I'm really curious seeing what George Russell will do.
Yeah, he's bound at this rate. If he gets to second, I think maybe he wins the next race after that.
Maybe. We'll see. Yeah. Let's see how Liam does. Maybe Liam will surprise us.
Maybe.
What do you
And by surprise us, you mean perform at the standard that Red Bull expect him to perform at?
What do you hope for the next race?
Williams podium, mainly. I'm a big, if you haven't gathered already, love the English teams for, I don't want to say obvious reasons, because I'm not a patriotic person, otherwise I'd be all over Aston Martin. But I just want, I've had my McLaren moments. Piastri finally won, Lando's won. I obviously like one of them to win the Drivers' Championship, preferably Oscar, probably Lando. But I would like to see that. I saw a lot of hype made up by other people of Williams this season, because like James Vowles said in an interview that he's told both drivers to break everything, and so far I felt like I haven't seen that yet. Albon's been doing really well, and Sainz only got points at China because of the disqualification. I just want to maybe, hopefully, see one of them get podium. Once again, these are hopes, not really predictions, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think the only prediction I've got is that I think they will swap Yuki and Liam around just for this race, but that's
okay.
I mean, that'll literally just be for this race, and then and during that time, Liam will do better than Yuki, and they'll realise it's not a driver's problem. It's just the fact that the Racing Bulls is just a better car. So
I
that's
guess
my thought.
we'll see. And And on with from the last episode, did you learn any Chinese that you said you wanted to?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I was hoping you didn't remember that.
Well. And that's it, I guess.
Well, you just want to end it there?
Yeah, because now I feel like this can go really badly if you do this as a bit.
I'm willing to sacrifice my career.
No, you're not. No, you're not. I will stop you right there.
Okay.
I don't want you any mispronunciation of languages here. Thank you.
Okay. Well, this has been another week of the Rookie Sessions podcast. Obviously, still working out how we want to do things. Any feedback is appreciated. Make sure you, DJ, I'm sure you can back me up on this one. Leave a like in the likes and a comment in the subscribe section. That'd be really great.
And you can save the podcast on Spotify.
And save the planet, which I realise is quite ironic to say whilst talking about F1.
Yeah.
Yes. Ironic. Save the planet. Carbon emissions. But yeah, that's it from us. Thank you all for listening. We'll be back. Obviously there's not a podcast this next week, there'll be one the week after.
Yeah.
Where we'll cover everything that we should have gone over next week. Who knows? Haha. Anyway, okay, bye.
Bye bye.